Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Makalesi. Thank you for looking at my station. Today I'm going to do a video about Yeti, which is also known as Bigfoot, the abominable snowman, stuff like that. I had someone on my YouTube station ask me about this, and I thought it was a really interesting and good question, so I decided to go ahead and answer it. So basically, before I go ahead and talk about the story or talk about the concept of Yetis or Bigfoot, we must know that worldwide a lot of people always have their theories or legends about Bigfoot. Some of them even have their deities or gods that look like Bigfoot. And one of those more popular ones in India is known Hanuman. Now Hanuman always looks like half man, half monkey, very strong, very powerful, and very compassionate, and always known as a protector. And that Hanuman character is actually a Yeti, and that's what that being is connected to. So a lot of people, they prefer mostly to live in the mountains and to live somewhere around Central Asia where Tibet is. However, they're known to live in multi places all around the world. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, how come no one sees them? And that's because they do have supernatural powers, and they are telepathic, they're very powerful, and they're actually from the fourth to the fifth dimensions, and they choose to become not to appear to us because we have intentionally pushed them out of our space and not really want them here. So they have chose to be invisible and not work with us now, or not show themselves to us. Now that's not going to be always the case, because when the time comes, they're going to, as people get more spiritual and advance in their spirituality, they do plan to make an alliance with spiritual masters and therefore contribute their protection themselves as protectors, and then therefore they can make it themselves as a ghost or a protection of Yeti armies. So that is a potential with some spiritual masters, and advanced, very highly advanced spiritual masters in the future. Now, a lot of times when, I talked about Hanuman and him being connected to being a Yeti, there's also the story of the Anunnakis, and originally what happened was the Anunnakis originally came. They needed people to do things for their society, to build or dig gold from the planet. So one of the first deities or species they tried to do was the Yetis. However, if you know the story of Enki, the Yetis were very, very violent and couldn't be contained and controlled. So therefore they went to the plan of splicing DNA from a monkey, a human, and Anunnaki blood, and created the Adamites. So therefore you can hear the story being referenced with the Yetis. But once again, like I said, they live in the mountains. They can communicate. They're very telepathic. They can communicate with the animals. And what they can do is, with these interdimensional beings, like what they can do is, they can order animals like in the mountains around and tell them what to do and communicate with them. And that's something very special that they can do. So they're fourth and fifth dimensions. They're very excited to make alliances with spiritual people and therefore give themselves as protectors. If you know the story when it comes to Hanuman, you know that he protected the Lord Rama and Krishna. So that kind of, you can see how he likes to work with very spiritual people and very compassionate. And when it comes to spirituality, once again, they're a little bit more advanced than us, than where you can say we are currently at our time of evolution. But going back to the past, they existed at the time of Herboria, and back in Herboria, what you have reptilians that were looked a little bit from Mu, Lemuria, and then you had the monkeys, which were connected to the Yetis. And that's like a really quick, brief introduction to the Yetis. The fourth, fifth dimensionals live in the mountains. A lot of times, the mountain spirits can also come in the form and look as a Yeti when they actually are out in nature as well. Yetis can also live to be very, very old, hundreds of years old. They have the power to do that. And that's my quick introduction, and I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you in my next.